The perfume house we are going to discover together today is Floral Street. I've always seen their beautiful bottles and wanted to get my hands on them, but I wasn't too sure if I should just blind buy them, so I didn't, and I just got the discovery set, which I'm very thankful for now, seeing it in the future, because for me it's not an easy brand. So I thought I'm gonna show you all of the scents that are in here, show you the discovery set, and also rank the perfumes based on my opinion. So let's start with the packaging. It is very minimal. I love the florals on here. I love their visuals in general. It's very minimal and small. And then you open this up and then you have all of the perfumes, as you can see, right in here with the names, and they don't have the notes on here. They just have a description like sparkling, luminous, fun, loving, charming. I don't know. I would have liked it more if they would have put the main notes on the different perfumes instead of just moods or vibes. And then we have 8 different perfumes in here, but let me tell you, I have this one in here because there were 2 wild vanilla orchids in here instead of the electric rhubarb. And I have to tell you, electric rhubarb was the one that I was most anticipating to smell because I love the note of rhubarb, but it wasn't in here. So let's start from my least favorite to my favorite, and maybe something in general. I think Floral Street is not a brand that comes very easy to me in my scent taste. To me, a lot of the scents gave me a headache or were too synthetic for me at least. And I was hoping for more light and airy scents. I was hoping for something like by Rosie Jane, if you know this brand, but it was something completely different. So my least favorite, just because I'm not the biggest fan of scents like that in general on myself, is Chypre Sublime. And the name doesn't fit it at all, I think, because to me it's not a Chypre at all. For me, it is a very spicy rose with a lot of patchouli. And I'm usually not the biggest fan of patchouli, and rose is also a note. It has to be done right. And to me, those in combination with the spices make it something a little bit vintage smelling, very heavy. Could be something maybe from Chanel or, as I said, something very vintage. And I was also immediately thinking about 2 perfumes. Miss Dior by Dior, the original version, and then Portrait of a Lady by Frédéric Malle. And Frédéric Malle is also a very spicy, deep rose scent that I love to smell on other persons, but not on myself. Performance is very good. I was thinking I would, as I said, get like very fluffy, airy scents that wouldn't have the best performance, but a lot of them have great performance. So this has a very good performance, and the sillage was also good or very good. But I have to say it's very smooth and well-rounded and one of the most niche smelling in this bunch. And then we have Wild Vanilla Orchid. I think this is one of the most well-known from the brand, and it's very hyped up on the internet. And I was hoping for a very green vanilla scent, something like Angelique Noir in this realm. But to me, it's very, very fruity, much more fruity than vanilla centered. I like it, and I just looked at all of them that are going to come in this list. And actually all of them that I'm going to show you now, the scent profile is something I do like. Just some of them to me are a little bit too heavy, or there's something in it that just gives me a headache. And unfortunately, this gives me an immediate headache. To me, it smells like a very fruity shampoo, but you know, those like children's shampoos that are very nice. It smells very nice. It's just very fruity, not that vanilla-y, and very synthetic. And I think this is what gives me a headache, unfortunately. Let's continue with Wonderland Peony. And this is a perfume. When I read the notes and also the name, I was very excited because I love the note of peonies. I've had them in my bouquet of flowers on my wedding day. So this is a very nice scent. It smells similar to Delina by Parfums de Mali. It's a very fruity floral, but it is definitely fresh and summery. It's uplifting. It's more fresh than Delina. Delina is a lot more heavy, can be a little bit too heavy for some, but this is very fresh and fruity, but it is also very sweet and unfortunately gives me a headache. Not as strong as the other one, but it definitely gives me a headache. But if you're not prone to headaches and you love the DNA of Delina but don't want to spend the money, maybe this is a very nice alternative. The next one is Neon Rose, and this is a beautiful rose scent. This is very, very green. And the first thing I thought of was a florist shop. It smells exactly the same as if I go into the florist shop and I smell all of the different twigs and greenery and all of the flowers, and it's just so beautiful. It's such a beautiful, very special, nice moment in this perfume, and this is why I like it a lot. This one is very light and bright. I like that. Just know that all of the other perfumes were a little bit strong, and the performance in sillage is also quite strong with the other ones. This one has just an okay performance in sillage. It's not the strongest, but because of that, it's a very light and fluffy, easy to wear perfume. Then we have Ylang Espresso. And I was very excited to smell that one because I love everything surrounding coffee. I love coffee perfumes. And I was very hesitant because of the Ylang note. But it basically smells very similar to Atelier Cologne's Café Tuberosa. If you know that one, I think it got discontinued. And similar to Intense Café, like those kind of scents, like rosy, coffee, milky, creamy scents. It's definitely flowery. It's not just a coffee scent, a straight up coffee scent. And it also doesn't really smell of coffee, but more like a milk coffee, like a sweetened milk coffee, or I think someone described it as not someone described it. I think one of the notes is tiramisu, actual tiramisu. And I think it smells of tiramisu. It does have this very creamy milkiness about it and this coffee note. It's sugared, standing next to a very fresh bouquet of flowers. I don't really get Ylang. I get like the neon rose kind of flowers, like all of the flowers in a florist shop. And maybe the florist is eating a tiramisu. I just think for me, it's a little bit too flower heavy. So it makes it a little bit not that smooth. It could be more smooth and more gourmand. Because of the flowers, it's a mix. It's not that clear that it is a gourmand or it's not a gourmand. It's more of a floral scent, but still very nice. I like those scents a lot. And the performance and sillage are good with this one. And then for the best two, number 2 goes to Black Lotus. And when I saw the reviews on Fragrantica and also Parfumo, I was shocked because they were so bad. I think this one has one of the worst ratings I've ever seen. And I don't understand why. It smells very niche. I think this is the most niche of all of them. It's very smoky. It's a smoky cherry, and it smells a lot like oud or bahur. So it's a very deep and intense scent. Not for the faint of heart, and maybe that's why, I don't know. But I mean, there's a lot of oud scents that are very popular. And I think this one is very interesting because of the cherry note. It maybe smells like a cherry wood, like a burnt cherry wood, something like that. And isn't there one perfume out from Tom Ford called Smoke Cherry, Cherry Smoke, something like that? And also the Kayali one is called Burnt Cherry, right? This is what it actually should smell like, because it definitely smells like burnt cherry. It's very smooth. It's not too loud, because a lot of bahur or oud scents are very loud and out there. And this is just, for such a scent, for me, it's quite subtle, but still there. And it has a good performance and sillage. Never in my life would I have thought that there would be such a scent in this lineup, because I thought Floral Street perfumes will be all very light and fluffy and bright. And this is exactly the opposite, and I love it. And then my favorite, and I think I will get a bottle of this one, is Arizona Bloom. And this is a very bright and fluffy, airy perfume. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it still has something so that I want more and more and more. It's definitely a molecule scent. Doesn't say in the notes, but it is in the same realm as Molecule, O1, O2, Not a Perfume, stuff like that. It's very light and bright, and it can be easily warm. Doesn't give me a headache. And it's very woody, fresh. It's slightly salty. So it gives you this vacation, beachy vibe without having those really sweet, creamy notes that sometimes for me are just a bit too much. It definitely has fig in the notes, more than blooms. It's called Arizona Bloom, right? I can't really smell those blooms. It's more of a green fig, quite woody and fresh, definitely unisex and very well rounded, so it makes it very easy to wear. I think there's some coconut in it. I can't really detect it. Maybe it's in the background, but it's also not the sweet creamy coconut, more of like coconut shavings maybe. It's beautiful. So this was my review for Floral Street, the brand review, the ranking, and if I would buy any of them, I would definitely buy Arizona Bloom. But also the Black Lotus is something I've never smelled like that. So maybe this is a strong contender too. I hope you guys liked it. Tell me in the comments if you have a perfume from this perfume brand, and also let me know which brand you want me to review next. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!